A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video, but more on that later.
So today I'm going to be installing insulation into our mobile sauna build. This is a wood-fired sauna, and I'm going to be putting in, I think, a mountain of insulation, mainly because I actually already have a ton of insulation left over from our shipping container build a couple years ago. So this entire shipping container is, I would say, half full of insulation, and I'm gonna try and use as much as I possibly can of this stuff. It's still dry, in great condition, and yeah, I feel like it would have been hard to try and sell this stuff, so I've kind of just been waiting for the perfect project to use it on, and this is that project. So we're building our sauna today. Easy does it, easy does it. So I've got these smaller panels, which I think are like 4 inches, and then I have these bigger ones, which are 7. And I designed the sauna to use as much of the 7s as possible. So we'll see if we can clear all of these out. 2, 4, 6, 8, 47. So I found that if you're only cutting a couple panels, a knife works totally fine, like a long, sharp knife. But once you start cutting a bunch of them, it's very, very tiring. So I have a 4.5-inch angle grinder. I take the safety guard off, put a 6-inch blade on there. It's a little dangerous. You have to really pay attention, but it cuts through these things so easily. And yeah, in the long run, I find it safer than the knife because you start to get pretty tired with the knife after like 10 or 15 panels, just like hacking at them. And yeah, that's my method. I've done 3 full shipping containers that way, and this seems to work the best. Still a lot of work to cut a panel in half. You really want to design your building so you don't have to cut panels in half. But these will hold, I think, so much better in the ceiling. All right, finished cutting all the panels. Now we can install them into the roof. The ones I did over there as a test seem to be holding. I wasn't sure if I needed to find a way to secure them, but the pressure fit seems to be working. The thin panels, I'll have to figure out some sort of system to secure them. Last time around, I think I tried tape and it didn't really work, and I tried string and that kind of took forever. This time around, I think I'm gonna try staples. All right, we got the roof fully insulated, 7 inches of insulation in the entire thing, and it seems to be holding. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I feel like it would be really good if I could install the framing and the wood that will kind of be the ceiling to hold all of this in place tonight so that I don't wake up in the morning and have this entire thing on the floor. But I don't know if we're gonna get there because it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I wanna move all of the insulation I need up into the sauna now while it's dry and it's easy with the truck. Whew, just felt a raindrop, so maybe we'll do that right now. So I'm trying to figure out how to frame the interior using the least amount of materials and also make it as insulated as possible. If I join two 2x4s together, that's the easiest way to build it, but it creates a thermal bridge, and I feel like I should have just used 2x8s if I was going to do that, so it kind of like defeats the whole purpose. There's some sort of elegant way to frame an entire interior super light with 2x4s and have them exactly spaced so that the panels, which are 48 inches wide, go on perfectly. So I slept on it, and I think I have a way to frame this whole building so that the insulation is used in the most effective way. What I'm really trying to do with this build is get rid of all this insulation because I just don't want to store it anymore. So I'm trying to design the wall depth so that all of the insulation gets used. It gets used evenly throughout the building, but that I don't like run out and have gaps, and also that there's basically zero insulation left at the end of this build. And yeah, I'm kind of just estimating, but I think I have it figured out. It's going to be a 12-inch wall cavity, fully separate from the outside wall. So there will be very, very few thermal bridges. And yeah, I think you'll be able to heat this space incredibly easily. One, the wood-fired sauna will heat up much faster and hold heat for much longer. And two, I also have a gasoline heater that I'm going to be installing in the bedroom section. And the beauty of insulating this thing so heavily is that's going to require so much less gasoline, which is expensive and also annoying to haul up here. So yeah. Also, if you're wondering why I don't just put a wood burning stove in this section or use the sauna stove to heat that section, I think when it's really cold, I will actually use the sauna stove to heat the bedroom section, but wood is just a terrible way to heat something for sleeping at night because you get really, really high temperatures and then they plummet. So it's like, it's too hot at first, you sleep with no blankets, and then it's too cold by the early morning hours and you need all of your blankets. And that's just very tiring. I've played that game many times before, and you can play it, but you just can't win it. So gasoline heaters, diesel heaters, anything that can kick on and automatically regulate the temperature through the night, even if it's a cold temperature. So even if you're sleeping at like 60 degrees with a lot of blankets, that's totally fine. But the swing from 95 degrees to 40 degrees Fahrenheit is exhausting. So that's what we're trying to avoid, and we'll see how it goes. Playing with fire with these screws, Lou. You are playing with fire. I'm gonna go get smaller screws and a pre-drill. I built this a little tighter than I really should. We'll see if it fits. I wanted it to be flush with the white trim, but I feel like a little bit of a gap would have been smart, Lou. Would have been smart. Yes. Yes. Wow. Even holds in place. Hallelujah. Thank you, God. I feel like I'm getting better at this construction stuff. That's fantastic. This is a $50 piece of wood, so I didn't want to mess it up. I would have built this one out of plywood, but I'm worried that in the sauna, the plywood will delaminate and come apart. So I feel like I only want solid wood in the sauna, because this plywood, like if it gets hot, if it's in the sun, if it gets wet, it just like peels apart. So the other window I built out of plywood because that will be insulated away from the sauna. The door frame I'll also build out of plywood, but this sauna window I wanted to be out of staple wood. And I went with pine because cedar is crazy expensive and no one's gonna be sitting on the window frame. And people build saunas out of pine. It's just that the sap will start to run, but I feel like that's fine. Freya is slowly figuring out how to get in here, which she's scared of the stairs. Hi, pretty girl. Hi. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Why are you so crazy today? Why are you being so crazy today? Why are you being so intense today? Why are you being so intense? Kisses? Kisses from my missus? Hi. Hi, pretty girl. Yeah, this is gonna be our sauna. You don't like the heat, do you? You are not a big fan of heat. This is Freya's ideal temperature. Hey, you see this? Out. Leave it. Psycho. There we go, because we have this size spacer on the bottom, and then we have it on the top too. There we go. Both windows are framed in. I got one out of plywood, one out of pine, and the nice thing is because they're attached up here to the outside wall, it makes the entire wall really strong, because over here you can see these are just toe-nailed into the ground, so they're super wobbly for now until they get tied in up top. But this is a really easy way to build, because you just make it custom as you go, and then we'll do another 24-inch spacing to here, and then one more which will be a little bit less than 24, so it will be very easy to put up the paneling and the siding on the interior. So what I'm trying to figure out is how to tie in the ceiling rafters once the insulation is in that wall.
Paper towel that.
Hi!
Hi. You're doing great.
Hey, Dad, you come down.
Yeah, I should come down, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, the paper towel that you got.
And I don't know if you watched last video, but did you hear the good news? We got our permits. There was a lot of time where it felt like I don't know if we're actually going to be able to build, or if we are going to be able to build, is it going to be years from now? And so now that the permits came through, it is just such a life-giving feeling of okay, the containers are amazing, but I feel like we are stretching those spaces so much. So yeah, having a house in our future, in our near future, it's just such a good feeling. And that's the cool thing about the sauna too. The sauna build feels the permits came through while Lou started the sauna, while he'd already started it. But now that he's working on it, I'm wait a minute, this is the first project for the house. Because the sauna is on wheels. We can just wheel it up and it can be this beautiful space, and we'll have running water and be able to shower after taking a sauna in the house. And it will be a little nice place to go. And so it's I feel we're starting to, it's so easy to keep pouring into the containers and investing our time and energy and resources into them, because you want to make them as comfortable as possible. But now we really feel we're shifting gears and moving towards our future. And it makes, I don't know, even it makes as the weather is changing, it's so much calmer. Because I'm oh my gosh, this time next year, I might have a house. It's who knows how fast it will go. But I do know that it's a huge relief that we are going to have a house right up there. The views from where we cleared the house site are so beautiful. And the sun goes up there way more. Like you get way more sun hours, which is so nice in upstate New York because, well, we're back to the cloudy era. And yeah, I think it's also like, I'm in the baby season again. So I'm waking up all night long. And I think there's something about having a house where it's really helping me sink into savoring my last year in the containers because, we hope to have more kids. And if everything goes well, and we will, it's like, this is my last baby in the containers. Like, oh, this is going to be the years that, like, I just feel like if you've been with us for a long time, like the OD years, like our van years were like such precious, special time in our life. Like Lou and I still look back at our van years. And if anything, we wish we had just done it longer and gone more places and done van life, extended those van years. And so I feel like the shipping containers are like kind of a new van years chapter. Like one that I know even while I've been in them, I've been like, this is like a profound season of our life. We've grown so much. And I don't know, for Lou to just build these and for us to be in here with our babies and see them come to life and have them be an evolution. I feel like we learned how to be parents in the containers. Like, yeah, it was big years for us. And now we have 2 kids here. And now we have chickens. And it's like, I don't know, they really let us get on the land faster. And now we're going to get to evolve again. And I think this sauna feels like some luxury is coming into our life because we are rugged for sure. And I enjoy being off grid. I enjoy being close to the land. But your girl, I'm 35. I just had my birthday. I'm 35 years old. And I feel like we could do with some running water. We could do with a house. I'm like, I would love to have a laundry machine that I could take care of my clothes. Oh, a sink in the bathroom. So I think we're ready. I feel like we've done a big different adventures. And this house build will be a whole nother adventure. But I'm also really am looking forward to the comfort of a home, but still amongst all of our nature. And the second I get outside, I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. And this land is such a gift and I'm so grateful for it. Just to wake up and go out and Max and I and Willa just played for 2 hours pretending to be paleontologists looking for dinosaur bones. And yeah, it's just so quiet and peaceful and beautiful up here and embracing the fall energy. My arm's getting tired, Lou. Can you tell? Lou's always like, Dana, put the camera up. There, up. But my arm just goes blah, 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 blah. So I hope you appreciate all the different angles. I am also wearing a 14-pound baby, so, this is my, what do they call this? Weighted vest. My weighted vest. My weighted camera. But feeling so good. Also, batch update. We've almost eaten through finally all of the batch meals that I prepped for us. They've been so helpful. I honestly am excited to make my next round. I think I need to do some shepherd's pie and meatballs. Those were such a hit. But everything has been so nice. I think we have 1 lasagna left and a little bit of stew. Oh, a big blue jay. But yeah, if anybody's making batch meals, let me know. I'm so curious how they're working out for you. I honestly still haven't figured out how to do a lot of cooking with the 2 kids yet. So I haven't started dialing back into my batch because I've just been using it. And then when I'm not using the batch meals, I'm doing really simple stuff like just grilling salmon. Lou's like, what's for dinner? I'm like, salmon. He's like, what else? I'm like, salmon. Salmon is what's for dinner. That's all we got today. And stuff like just throwing fried eggs on everything because we have so many eggs from the chickens and just, really embracing the simple meals. Oh my God, they are so cute.
feel like it doesn't look like much, but this was a huge effort to get all of the insulation into this place. The ceiling insulation is holding. The sauna still needs like a aluminum vapor barrier, but that's kind of an intricate process because you need an air gap on that. So I have to cut some more wood. It's like already pretty late at night, and I think that's gonna have to wait till the next video. But I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. This is probably the fastest I've ever built a building. We're not even 7 days in, and I would say 80% of the structure is done. There's also almost 12 full inches of insulation in these walls, and I got so lucky with how much insulation I ended up using. I have a tiny bit left right here, and I have a little bit left in the shipping containers down the hill, but I still need to put one more wall in for the sauna. So I would say we used maybe 98% of the insulation I had available, and there's going to be almost nothing left over, which is exactly what I wanted. I was really trying to finish this space today so that I could sleep in here tonight because it's just so much more comfortable than the RV that I've been sleeping in. There's so much room, it's fully watertight, and now with the insulation, I think I'm going to have to switch to the thinner sleeping bag for tonight because it feels downright cozy in here. A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. My favorite part about running our online store with Squarespace is how easy they make it to tinker with pages and make really quick edits. The key part of this process is the buttons they have to toggle between mobile view and desktop view. I've actually started redoing a lot of our website to optimize it for mobile traffic, since that's where the majority of our views come from these days. But it's nice that you can even make edits to different layout styles so that a page looks good no matter what device it's being viewed on. I took some time recently to redo the first few images on the batch sales page, and it was a really nice reminder to always keep tinkering. I really love to build systems, and the fact that Squarespace makes it so incredibly easy to improve sales pages is really rewarding. And with the metrics behind it, you can see a couple weeks later how the things you've changed have affected performance, and yeah, it's very, very satisfying. If you're ready to build something of your own, head to squarespace.com/wildweroam for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use code WILDWeRoam for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.